ready for the school year? Oh, you. Yeah. He say what? The first day of the Black School Psych Network Summit with the infamous Kamika.
Oh, infamous.
Famous Kamika. What? What do you have to say to my YouTube channel?
What the channel I have to say? I'm
What?
so tired now. I've been walking around here with these heels on, and I'd say right now, when you go to conferences, bring sandals.
That's why I'm wearing tennis shoes. Over and out.
And commend ESPN for their outstanding contributions to the field of school psychology and its
those who are going forward while reaching back. We are here to remember ourselves, to reclaim ourselves, to speak for ourselves and define ourselves. We are here for the elevation of our people. We are here for the empowerment and liberation of our people. We are here as those who care not only for our lives, but for our well-being. For the present, the conversation has to change. Even before you open your mouth, if you embody the fullness of the generations that come with you, when you recognize that when you walk into a space, you're not walking it by yourself. I roll anywhere I roll with backup in the spirit. And so, as they said in Black Panther, show them who you are. Show them that they got a real one. Show the children that there's a real one in this space. And so that is to be unthoughtful. I'm saying to move strategically to tear it down. And to move strategically means that some of us need to do what a lot of other communities do, which is have a meeting before the meeting. If you've never been in one, then you're the subject of the meeting. There is a meeting before the meeting. Call for a vote. I already know I have a vote in the room. And so it is to move wisely, strategically, and with the awareness that what I am trying to do is for the benefit of everyone in the room, even when they can't see it. Sometimes moving strategically also means that you're not the voice. There may be someone in the room who is more senior to you than you who can take the hit. So approach them about being willing to speak truth, even in their position of power. Yes? Or what is it about the student that makes that intervention not work? And
Look at us. Oh, wait. Get it. You gonna make it to my room. Get it. Go. In the line. Go.
We got to capture all of this black excellence in the room.
I feel like I should have taken more videos and pictures before I got here because my curls is gone, my hair is no longer slick. Can't get the full effect. But I'ma just make do.
Y'all be here. Bryant, going on to Dr. Parker, then finished it off with Dr. Banks, where they truly poured pieces of them inside of each and every one of you. So it is our hope that you all take those learnings, you all take their experiences, you all take pieces of them back to your communities so that we can continue to do what is right for children. And if you are drowning in paperwork, I want you to
Keep swimming.
when there are not enough culturally relevant interventions for Black and brown students, I want you to
Keep swimming.
when you all are experiencing microaggression day to day in your daily work, I want you to
Keep swimming.
when you are expected to save the world with your diagnosis and your assessments, I want you to
Keep swimming.
when parents are upset with you and they do not understand that you are trying to save their child from themselves, I want you to
Keep swimming.
and when you need that extra motivation, affirmation, and acknowledgement, and encouragement at the end of the day, I want you all to
Keep swimming.
so when you all leave here, right, and when you all go back into your community, just know, whenever you all are experiencing those hardships, whenever you all are experiencing those obstacles, when folks just do not understand what is the role of the school psychologist, I not only want you to keep swimming, but show up in the space, advocate for yourself, advocate for your role, advocate for your roles and responsibilities, and advocate for students at the end of the day. Because when I leave here, I want to continue to go back to my school community. Just like I did last year, I had a one-on-one with my students. Take as much time as you need to heal, right? And we're going to take as much time as you need just to enjoy this space right now. So we need another 30 seconds, 60 seconds.
So what would it look like for me? I think of Adrienne Marie Brown, and she's quoting our ancestor Maya Angelou again, talking about this violent place. So when I go back to before Amber was 4, before her mom abandoned her and just fled, what was that little child like before she experienced the harm and the trauma? But what was put in the bosom of her mother before she even had a name that I was predestined to be? Getting back and doing that work and doing that self-interrogation, unpacking those lies, will get you closer to that truth. And that is a painful process, but it is such a beautiful and liberating process to do. And that's the ancestry of disruptors. That said, I come from a tradition that does not believe the lies that these founding fathers tried to tell me. Desire to disrupt that. And here's how I do this work of disruption. I think about it out loud, I write it down, and what can I give myself permission to do? So even if I believe those lies, say they're true, say I don't deserve any of these things, say life is always going to be hard, how can I reframe that for myself? And here's how I do this reframe. Even if my needs don't matter, I give myself permission to name the harm, identify my needs, and cultivate the conditions and community, ESPN, part of that community, to nourish them, because sacrificing my own needs is self-betrayal. I would betray myself. Betraying myself. As a mask is a survival apparatus, and it is. I give myself permission to remain soft. Working on what a softer Amber looks like. What does that feel like? What does it look like? I'm like, what do these things coming out of my eyes? Why am I sweating? I'm crying. We don't do that in my family. Experience that and allowing my girls to see that in me. What does that do to disrupt their journey of thinking about how to be? I'm raising 3 black daughters, y'all. What does that do to disrupt that so that they can see in my fullness, in my humanity, in my vulnerability? So staying in my body, that's hard, and getting curious about what it is saying. So Oprah says something about, when you think about what you're feeling when you're sitting in your body, what is this here to tell me, to teach me? It's teaching you something. I'm allowed to experience discomfort of feeling my emotions because the familiar is not true safety. I think it is, it's all we know, so we sit there. True safety resides in me returning home to myself.
He said, all right,
time to go.
That works. No, just
Texas school psychologist.
All right, there we go.
It's 15 minutes before my presentation. I am nervous, excited, nervous, excited. I don't know, I always do this. I get very, very, very nervous before a presentation. In the beginning of my talk, I'd be super nervous, and then it just clicks and it kind of falls into place. So hopefully everything goes well. I've been changing my presentation all the way up until a couple of hours ago. Just wanted to make sure it's right, kind of going through my talking points in my head. And now it's almost showtime. I'll report back on how this goes. So I finally had time to kind of sit back and process this weekend at the Black School Psych Network conference. And my first presentation by myself. Whew. I am so grateful for the space, so grateful for the opportunity, so grateful for my community, and I am proud as hell of myself. Like, doing this presentation, I was very nervous. I was very I always sit back and think, what do I want from conferences and presentations and talks, and try to curate that. And so much so, they have requested for us to submit our slides earlier, and it was probably like an hour or so before the conference where I was like, okay, let me submit this. I'm okay with it. So my takeaways for myself is you can do hard things. You can do things that require you to step out of your comfort zone. And sometimes you feel the most fulfilled when you do those things. Like, sometimes we have to do things scared. We're not gonna always be prepared or ready to do them, but when you get that tap on the shoulder that it's your time to step aside and out of your way and walk into your purpose, you just gotta walk. You gotta walk scared. You gotta walk even if you feel unprepared. You have to walk unsure. You just have to walk. You have to do it. And greater is on the other side. So that's where I am. Yeah, I'm on a high. I'm definitely on a high. My first lecture by myself. You would have never been able to convince me that grad school Tiffany would be doing something like this. And it's a small conference, but it's still a big deal for me. The amount of people that came after the talk and was just I felt like I got tangible examples back. Your talk was so good. I want to connect with you. Was my talk, if I could visually give a response, it would be that, oh my God. And every time I was telling Kamika, I can't believe this. So I'm happy. Over and out.